Hi, it's Casey Wilson with Long Beach Local News. Today I'm here in studio with Dr. Ted Stankowich, an Associate Professor of Biological Sciences at Cal State Long Beach. Regular viewers may know that every other week we have Long Beach Animal Care Services come into the studio with a cuddly pet that's up for foster or adoption. Today we're going to talk about how you can protect your pet and yourself from Long Beach's growing coyote problem. Thank you for being here today, Ted.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a professor at Long Beach State, and I'm the director of the Mammal Lab and the curator of our vertebrate collections as well. We've been studying mammals and in the local area for the last 7 years. We study a variety of things from coyotes to skunks to armored animals and weaponry and antlers and tusks, that kind of thing. But a lot of what we do here locally is work on the growing coyote issue in Los Angeles and also skunk behavior out in the wild too.
And what should we know about coyotes?
So coyotes have been living here a lot longer than we have. In fact, if you go back to old maps, you see the original rivers and hills and mountains are named after coyotes. So it's also important to know that coyotes have a huge amount of variation in their personality. They have such amazing personalities. Some are very bold, some are very shy. And so that makes them very adaptable to new habitats. And that also makes it very, very easy for them to live amongst humans. So they're an intelligent animal. They live really well among humans. They've invaded every urban area all over the country. So our coyote population here in Los Angeles is not unique among other cities in the country.
Okay, and we've gotten lots of tips to the studio about how coyotes are running around with other smaller creatures. What do coyotes normally eat?
So coyotes eat a variety of things. They're what we call generalists. In the wild, they'll eat rodents, rabbits, frogs, snakes, plant material. Occasionally, they'll take a deer or even livestock, but that's pretty rare. Insects, fruit, grass. But in urban areas like ours, they will come in and take pets. They'll eat pet food, garbage, fruit in your yard. So anything that's they can find that's tasty and nutritious. But if it happens to be in your yard, they're happy to take that too.
And are they normally drawn to more urban environments, or do they go for more rural places? They
live in both places. So obviously they evolved in the wild and in rural areas, but because of their highly adaptable nature and their high level of intelligence, they do really well in urban areas. They are more bold and able to live amongst us and not be as fearful of us. And because they're happy to eat the garbage and the pet food that we leave out, and the pets that roam around as well, they do better amongst humans than other larger carnivores would, like a bobcat or a mountain lion.
So they're capable of cohabitating with us, but they shouldn't necessarily do so because of the danger they can pose to us and our pets.
So there are ways to peacefully coexist with coyotes. It takes a certain amount of effort from the human population to keep our neighborhoods clear of garbage and fruit and keep your pets indoors. So it's possible to live harmoniously with coyotes because there are enough natural areas and den sites and green areas to where they can find places to live and food to eat. And they do provide a lot of services for us as well. But there are cases where they become too bold or too aggressive, and those are what we have to take care of.
How dangerous are coyotes?
Depends who you are. So if you're a human, they are not very dangerous at all. The vast majority of coyotes, even those living in urban areas, they are fearful of humans. They want to avoid us. They don't want to be near us. If they could live their lives and find food without being around us or being close to us personally, fine with that. There are bolder animals that are willing to approach our neighborhoods more closely and take food that's available. But attacks on humans are very, very rare. And even those are usually on usually children because they're smaller, or the coyotes trying to get food. It's not doing anything particularly overtly aggressive towards the human intentionally. It's going after food, and the human just happens to be there. If you're a pet, it's very dangerous. Small dogs and cats are just the right size for a coyote to attack, and because our domesticated animals have a lot of them have lost the fear of larger predators, larger dog-like things. They hold their ground and they become aggressive and want to defend their yard and their territory. So coyotes have no problem walking up and just taking them because they're not running away like a normal prey item would.
So how can people protect their pets?
People can protect their pets by keeping them indoors. If you can keep your cats indoors at all times, that would be great. If you have to take your animal out, like a dog out, walk it on a leash. If you're going out in the daytime, that's fairly safe in the daytime. In the nighttime, you really want to have your dog on a leash, and even in the backyard to use the bathroom, and keep your cats inside at night. That's the best way to protect them, as close to you as possible at times when coyotes are most active.
So you mentioned earlier that coyotes can be beneficial to our ecosystems. Can you elaborate on that, please? Absolutely.
So just like any other large predator, they serve a role in the ecosystem. They eat small prey items like rodents and rabbits, and rodents in particular are pests that can carry diseases like plague and hantavirus. They also keep those small pests out of our yards, out of our gardens, and they're particularly good at clearing out dead animals too. If an animal dies out in the middle of a park or in the wild, they will eat that meat as well. So they will keep the areas clear of rotting animals as well. So they do certainly have a role to serve in our towns.
And before we finish up, tell us about your mammal lab that you have at Cal State Long Beach.
Yes, we do a variety of things. Obviously one of the main areas of interest are how urban animals adapt to living amongst us. And so we have a variety of projects looking at coyotes and other carnivores that live amongst us in Los Angeles. We have 26 trail cameras throughout the Orange County area, looking at how, from an urban to rural gradient, the wildlife changes. So from skunks and raccoons and opossums and coyotes out to an urban area, out to we see mountain lions and deer and bobcats out in the wild. We study a lot of animal behavior. So looking at why do skunks behave the way they do? How do they defend themselves? How do they perceive fear in their environment? And then we ask a lot of questions about the evolution of predator-prey interactions and animal defenses. So how does armor evolve? How do spines evolve? Why are some animals black and white? It's really a huge array of questions that we ask, and so the coyote research is just one aspect of it.
Can you tell us more about the coyote questionnaire that you have going on? Absolutely.
So we're really interested in hearing more from the public about how their pets interact with coyotes. We have a survey now available online to where we want to know about some basic aspects of your pet: the breed, the size, the color, the age, how much time they spend outside. And then we ask you what sort of interactions have they had with coyotes in the wild. And we're really interested in hearing about all your pets, past and present. We need a big data set, and we're aiming towards determining what factors might put your prey at more risk of being attacked by a coyote. So in order to tease apart those issues, we need a huge amount of pets in our database to analyze those questions. So we ask people to log on to our website. They can find the survey there and take that survey as many times as they have pets. It's quick, anonymous, and we would love to have your data.
Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely.
To take the Coyote Survey, please click the link below. For more information and updates about Long Beach's coyote problem, please visit our website at longbeachlocalnews.com. I'm Casey Wilson. Have a great weekend.